Welcome to UPSC IMP Current Affairs Relevant Statics Topic 6. New topic. The Earth's surface receives most of its energy in the short wavelength. The energy received by the Earth is known as incoming solar radiation, which in short is termed as insolation. As the Earth is a geoid resembling a sphere, the sun's rays fall obliquely at the top of the atmosphere, and the Earth intercepts a very small portion of the sun's energy. On an average, the Earth receives 1.94 calories per square centimeter per minute at the top of its atmosphere. The solar output received at the top of the atmosphere varies slightly in a year due to the variation in the distance between the Earth and the Sun. During its revolution around the Sun, the Earth is the farthest from the Sun, 152 million kilometers. On 4th July, this position of the Earth is called aphelion. On 3rd January, the Earth is nearest the Sun, 147 million kilometers. This position is called perihelion. Therefore, the annual insolation received by the Earth on 3rd January is slightly more than that amount received on 4th July. The variability of the insolation at the surface of the Earth. The amount and the intensity of the insolation varied during the day, in a season, and in a year. The factors that causes this variation in the insolation are the rotation of the Earth on its axis, the angle of inclination of the sun's rays, the length of the day, the transparency of the atmosphere, the configuration of the land in the term of its aspect. The last two, however, have less influence. The fact that the Earth axis makes an angle of 66 half with the plane of its orbit around the Sun has a greater influence on the amount of insolation received at different latitudes. The second factor that determines the amount of the insolation received, the angle of inclination of the rays. This depends on the latitude of a place. The higher the latitude, less is the angle they make with the surface of the Earth, resulting in the slant sun rays. The area covered by vertical rays is always less than the slant rays. If more area is covered, the energy gets distributed and the net energy received per unit area decreases. Moreover, the slant rays are required to pass through greater depth of the atmosphere, resulting in more absorption, scattering, and diffusion. New topic. Soil erosion is essentially aggravated by the factor practices. Lands with a slope gradient of 15-25% should not be used for cultivation. If at all the land is to be used for agriculture, traces should be carefully be made. Efforts should be made to prevent the gully erosions and control their formation. Finger gullies can be eliminated by tracing. In bigger gullies, the erosion velocity of the water may be reduced by the constructing a series of the check dams. Special attention should be paid to control the headward extension of the gullies. This can be done by the gullies plugging, tracing, or planting cover vegetation. The tracing is a soil conversion practices applied to prevent the rainfall runoff on sloping land from the accumulating and causing serious erosion. The traces consist of the ridges and channels constructed across the slope. In arid and semi-arid areas, effort should be made to protect the collectible lands from the encroachment by the sand dunes through the development of the shelter belts of trees and agroforestry. Lands not suitable for cultivation should be converted into pastures for grazing. New topic. Red soil develops on crystalline igneous rocks in area of low rainfall in this eastern and southern parts of the Deccan Plateau. Along this Piedmont zone of the Western Ghat, long stretches of the area is occupied by red loamy soil. Yellow and red soils are also found in the parts of the Odisha and Chhattisgarh and in southern parts of the Middle Ganga plain. The soil develops a reddish color due to the wide diffusion of the iron in crystalline and metamorphic rocks. It looks yellow when it occurs in hydrated form. Fine-grained red and yellow soils are normally fertile, whereas the coarse-grained soil found in the dry uplands areas are poor in the fertility. They are generally poor in nitrogen, phosphorus, and humus. New topic. Tropical evergreen forests are found in the western slope of the Western Ghat, hills of the northeastern regions, and the Andaman Nicobar Island. They are found in warm and humid areas with an annual precipitation of over 200 centimeter and mean annual temperature about 22 degrees Celsius. The Western Ghats in India provide favorable conditions for orographic rainfall. The warm and moist air from the Arabian Sea is blocked by the Western Ghats and get lifted over a mountain range. As the air rises and cools, orographic clouds are formed, resulting in precipitation. Due to orographic rainfall, the western side of the Western Ghat receives the heavy rainfall, more than 215 centimeter rainfall per year, and adds the growth of the tropical evergreen forest in India. These forests can be extremely dense and multi-layer, with a few areas being so dense that the forest floor hardly receive any sunlight due to the engulfing the leaves and large tree. The main vegetation found in this forest is ebony, mahogany, and rosewood. The tropical evergreen forests are known as the lungs of the earth because of the huge greenery and amount of the oxygen they produce. The plant usually draw a carbon dioxide and produce oxygen, hence are called as the lungs of the earth. New topic. The course of the year, the earth's revolution around the sun with its axis inclined at 66 half degree to the plane of the ecliptic change, the apparent altitude of the midday reasons. The sun is vertically overhead at the equator on 2 days each year. These are usually 21 March and 21 September, though the date changes because the year is not exactly 365 days. These days are termed equinoxes, meaning equal night. Because of these 2 days, all the parts of the world have equal days and nights. After the March equinox, the sun appears to move north and is vertically overhead the Tropic of Cancer, 23 half degrees north, on about 21 June. This is known as a June or summer solstice, when the northern hemisphere will have its longest day and shortest night. By about 22 December, the sun will overhead at the Tropic of Capricorn, 23 half degrees. This is the winter solstice, when the southern hemisphere will have its longest day and shortest night. Tropic thus marks the limits of the overhead suns, for beyond this, the sun is never overhead at any time of the year. Such regions are marked by distinct seasonal changes: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Beyond the Arctic Circle, 66 1 half degrees north, and the Antarctic Circle, 66 1 half degrees south, where darkness lasts for 6 months and daylight is continuous for the remaining half of the year. It always cold, and for even during the short summer, the sun is never high in the sky. Within the tropics, as the midday sun varies very little from its vertical position at noon daily, the 4 seasons are almost indistinguishable. Days and nights are almost equal all year round. New topic. Many local winds, some hot, other cold, are common around the Mediterranean Sea. The causes are many and varied. The topography of the region, with the high Alps in the north, Sahara deserts in the south, continental interiors in the east, and open Atlantic on the west, give rise to great differences in the temperature, pressure, and precipitation. The passing cyclones from the Atlantic, the anticyclones from the north, cold air masses from the continental interiors are often interrupted or channeled by rift features, resulting in the birth of the local winds around the Mediterranean. These winds, varying in the strength, direction, and duration, affect the lives, crops, and activities of the people there. Sirocco. This is a hot, dry, dusty wind which originated in the Sahara deserts. Though it may occur at any time of the year, it is the most frequent in the springs and normally lasts for only a few days. Sirocco blows outward in the southerly direction from the desert's interiors into the cooler Mediterranean Sea. It is usually associated with the depressions from the Atlantic passes from the coast eastward inland. Mistral. Mistral is a cold wind from the north of the Mediterranean Sea. rushing down the Rohine Valley in violent gusts between 14 and 18 miles per hour. The velocity of the Mistral is intensified by the funneling effects in the valleys between the Alps and Central Massif, and the extreme cases, train may be derailed and trees uprooted. A similar type of cold northeasterly wind experienced along the Adric coast is called Bora. Like the Mistral, it is caused by the difference in the pressure between continental Europe and Mediterranean. This is usually occurs in winter when the atmospheric pressure over continental Europe is higher than that of the Mediterranean Sea. In West Africa, northeast trades blows offshore from the Sahara deserts and reach the Guinean coast as a dry, dust-laden winds called locally the Harmattan, meaning the doctor. It is so dry. That is its relevant to humidity Celadon exceeds 13%. The doctor provides a welcome relief from the damp air of the Guinean lands by increasing the rate of the evaporation with resultant cooling effects. But it is such a dry, dusty wind that besides running the crop, it is also strip up the thicky, dusty has and impedes inland river navigation. New topic. Alluvial soils are widespread in the northern plains and river valleys. These soils covers about 14% of the total area of the country. They are depositional soils transported and deposited by the rivers and streams. The alluvial soils vary in the nature from sandy loam to clay. They are generally rich in potash but poor in the phosphorus. In the upper and middle Ganga plain, two different types of the alluvial soils have developed: Khadar and Bhangar. Khadar is the new alluvial and is deposited by the floods annually, which enrich the soil by depositing fine silts. Bhangar represents a system of older alluvium deposits away from the flood plains. Both Khadar and Bhangar soils contains calcareous concretions. These soils are more loamy and clay in the lower and middle Ganges plains and Brahmaputra valley. New topic. Most known volcanic activities and earthquakes occurs along converging plate margins and mid-oceanic ridge. Nearly 70% of the earthquakes occurs in the circum-Pacific belt. Another 20% of the earthquake take place in the Mediterranean Himalayan belt, including Asia Minor, the Himalayas, and parts of the northwest China. Only 10% to 20% of the all volcanic activities above the sea and terrestrial volcanic mountains are small when compared to the submarine counterparts. The circum-Pacific regions, popularly termed the Pacific Ring of Fire, has the greatest concentration of the active volcanoes. The volcanic belt and earthquakes belt closely overlap along the Pacific Ring of Fire. Mount Cameroon. It is an active volcano that is also known as many other names, and it is located near the Gulf of Guinea within the Republic of Cameroon. Mount Cameroon is the highest peak in the sub-Saharan Western and Central Africa and westernmost extension of the series of the hills and mountains that forms a natural boundary between the northern Cameroon and Nigeria. In Africa, some volcanoes are found along the East African Rift Valley, Mount Kilimanjaro and Mount Kenya. Mount Kilimanjaro, located in Tanzania. Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa, tallest mountain at about 5,895 meters. That is 19,314 feet. It is the largest freestanding mountain rise in the world, meaning it is not a part of the mountain range. Also called stratovolcano, a term for a very large volcano made of ash, lava, and rock. Kilimanjaro is made of the three cones: Kimbo, Mavenzi, and Shira. Kibo, Mavenzi, and Shira. Kibo is the summit of the mountain and tallest of the three volcanic formations, while Mavenzi and Shira are the extinct. Kibo is the dormant and could possibly erupt again. Scientists estimated that the last time it erupted was 3,16,000 years ago. Mediterranean Volcanism. Volcanoes of the Mediterranean regions are mainly associated with the Alpine floors, Vesuvius, Stromboli, lighthouse of the Mediterranean, and those of the Asian Iceland. A few continue into the Asian Minor, Mount Ararat, Mount Elbrus, Mount Stromboli is a small island. The Tehran Seas of the north of the coast of the Sicily, containing one of the three active volcanoes in the Italy. It is one of the eight Aeolian Island, a volcanic arc north of the Sicily. New topic. From the first time ever, the Ministry of the Culture has announced a year-long commemorations of the birth anniversary of the Banjara Dharmaguru Santh Sevalal Maharaj. For the first time ever, the Ministry of Culture has announced year-long commemoration of the birth anniversary of Banjara Dharmaguru Sant Sevalal Maharaj. Sant Sevalal Maharaj. Born in 1739 in Shivamogga district of Karnataka. Born in 1739 in Shivamogga district of the Karnataka. He was a social reformer and spiritual teacher of Banjara community. Spread across India, Banjara community is a nomadic community with a nearly 10 to 12 crore population. They are classified scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, or other backward classes in the different states. Having sound knowledge in the Ayurveda and naturopathy, he erected a myths and superstitions prevalent among the forest dweller and nomadic tribe. New topic. Data embassies. They are the set of the server that store one country's data and are under the country's jurisdiction while being located in another country. It is a physical data center of trusted nation that enjoy diplomatic immunities from local laws. The government may allow only non-personal data sets to be stored in the data embassies. A new topic. New topic. During the southwest monsoon period, after having rain for a few days, if rain fails to occur for one or more week, it is known as a break in the monsoon. These dry spells are quite common during the rainy seasons. These breaks in the different regions are due to different reasons. In northern India, rains are likely to fail if the rain-bearing storms are not very frequent along the monsoon's trough or the ITCZ over this region. Over the west coast, the dry spells are associated with the days when winds blow parallel to the coast. New topic. Dry deciduous forests cover vast areas of the country where rainfall range between 70 to 100 centimeter. On the wetter margins, it has a transition to the moist deciduous, while on the drier margins to the thorn forest. The forests are found in the rainier areas of the peninsula and plains of the Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. In the high rainfall regions of the peninsular plateau and the northern India plain, these forests have parkland landscapes with open stretches in the which teak and other trees interspread with the patches of the grasses are common. As the dry season begins, the trees sheds their leaves completely and forests appear like a vast grassland with naked trees all round. Tindu, palas, ameltas, bale, kher, axlewood, etc. are the common trees of this forest. In the western and southern parts of the Rajasthan, vegetation cover is very scanty due to the low rainfall and overgrazing. New topic. A recent contest, Paris Club likely to provide a financial assurance to the International Monetary Fund on Sri Lankan debt. The Paris Club is a group of the mostly Western creditor countries that grew from a 1956 meeting in which Argentina agreed to meet its public creditor in Paris. Their objective is to find a sustainable debt relief solution for countries that are unable to repay their bilateral loans. All 22 members of the group called Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. The members are Australia, Austria, Belgium, Brazil, Canada, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Ireland, Israel, Italy, Japan, Korea, Netherlands, Norway, Russian Federation, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, United Kingdom, United States of America. It operates on the principle of the consequences and solidarity. Any agreement reached with the debtor country will apply equally to all its Paris Club creditors. A debater country that sign an agreement with its Paris Club creditor should not then accept from its non-Paris Club commercial and bilateral creditors such terms of the treatment of its debt that are less favorable to the debitor than those agreed with the Paris Club. India and China are not a member. India act as an ad hoc participant. India and China are not member. India act as ad hoc participant. New topic. Chilika Lake is the largest saltwater lake in India. It lies in the state of the Orissa to the south of the Mahanadi Delta. In 1981, Chilika Lake has designated the first Indian wetland of international importance under the Ramsar Convention. It is the largest winter ground for migratory birds on the Indian subcontinent. The lake is home to a number of threatened species of the plant and animals. The lake is an ecosystem with a large fishery resources. It sustains more than 1,15,000 fishery folk living in 132 villages on the shore and Iceland. India's only active volcano is found in Barren Island in Andaman and Nicobar group of Iceland. The first recorded eruption of the volcano dates back to 1787. Since then, volcano has erupted more than 10 times, with the most recent being in 2020. The Iceland is protected area under the Barren Island Wildlife Sanctuary. New topic. The summer months are period of the excessive heat and falling air pressures in the northern half of the country. Because of the heating of the subcontinent, ITCZ moves northwards, occupying a position center at 25° north in July. In the hearts of the ITCZ in the northwest, the dry and hot winds known as Lu and blow in the afternoon, and very often they continue to well into the midnight. Dust storm in the evening are very common during May in Punjab, Haryana, Eastern Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. Towards the end of the summer, there are pre-monsoon showers which are common phenomena in Kerala and coastal area of Karnataka. Locally, they are known as mango showers. Since they help in early ripening of the mangoes, these are called mango showers. Blossom showers help coffee flowers blossoms in Kerala and nearby areas. Blossom showers help in coffee flower blossom in Kerala and nearby areas. Uh, Nor'westers are dreaded evening thunderstorms in the Bengal and Assam. Their notorious natures can be understood from the local nomenclature of the Kale Baisakhi, climate of the month of the Baisakhi. These showers are useful for tea, jute, rice cultivation. In Assam, these storms are known as Bardoli Chiraha. Bardoli Chiraha. In Assam, these storms are known as Bardoli Chiraha. Thank you. Bye.